Hello everyone, this is Tops from JustOneForAll. Today I'm going to show you how to change a large broken pot, terracotta pot, and swap for a plastic pot. This is a designer Clematis, one of my wife's favorite plants. It grows to about 5 feet tall and comes back every year. But this year with frost, one of the plants, it was a matching pair, one of the plants just decided to crumble and deteriorate. And when I saw the beginnings of the deterioration, I put it straight into a plastic pot, and then over winter it just got worse. If I didn't, there you can see what's happened to the actual pot there. Now if I didn't put this like this, the root might have got frosted and damaged because the soil would have just broken off. So the plastic pot sort of just held all the root and the soil in until the weather got warm. You wouldn't want to do this when it's heavy frost because it could kill the plant. So here I've cut open an old compost bag, and it's just gonna save me from brushing up and gather everything up much quickly and make less of a mess. Now I'm gonna try and get this pot out of the other one, but what's happening is it's too soft and it's breaking away, and it's too heavy to lift, and it's not working out. So I'm gonna have to think of another plan here. So this is the support that holds the plant up and helps it climb, and shows a fantastic display from early summer all the way to late summer. I'll do a follow-up adding to this video when the flower is fully in bloom to show you why it's worth doing this extra work for this lovely, amazing flower. Now slowly I'll just take away the excess, and now I can get my hand underneath and lift the whole pot out. There we are. It's quite heavy, so you just want to take care, especially your toes. You don't want to drop it on your feet. There's some of the broken parts. And just keep everything a bit tidy, because what I'm going to do is my wife has actually chosen to put it in that 60-litre pot, that plastic one. Now the roots are still holding onto the pot, so I'm just going to break the pot away like so, just gently tapping with the hammer. You don't want to, it doesn't need a lot of force. There you go, it just falls away, and it's also helping loosen the roots as well. And that other person you can see is my daughter. She's always walking around, following me around and learning these little tricks, sometimes helping and sometimes even getting in the way. Okay, so I'm just taking the excess. It's actually old bark as well, which I use to retain the moisture and keep the weed off. Now just gonna lift the root out. There we are. It's got a nice root system. It doesn't need a very big pot. I think a 30 litre is more than big enough, but the ones I have are only 60 litres. So now here in the bag I've got some styrofoam broken into small pieces about 1 inch to 2 inches in size. Now I'm going to put these at the bottom of the pot to help for two reasons: one for drainage and the other one to make the pot lighter. Now in this green one I've got garden compost I make. Yep, I make my own compost, and this is brilliant organic matter. And I've got chicken manure pellets here. I'm going to add this to the mix, so this will be like a long-term slow release feed for the plant. This particular plant won't need much feeding later on, and this is just general all-purpose compost, which is good for about 1 month's nutrients, but it's just nice and loose and light. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix 50-50 garden compost and general purpose compost, and in between just adding some garden chicken manure pellets to give the slow release feed during the year. Now this is the sort of mix I do for most of my garden pots. If the plant doesn't like too much moisture, then I usually will add grit like sharp sand, but this particular plant actually likes moisture, so the garden compost helps retain. Generally most clematis likes lots of water. They like their roots to be cool, and most of them don't like too much sunshine. So at the moment I'm just filling this big tub, and then I'll just give it a mixture, and in between there I'll be adding the chicken manure pellets, so add them. So for this one I've got a rough idea how much I need to fill this tub, because I've done this and I've been using these tubs for a few years now, and when I get to about almost full, I'll use a larger fork just to mix it all up and get the consistency much more leveled. So now I'll just grab my large fork in a moment. So here is my large fork, and just use that nice and gently, just mixing it all up. And that is now almost ready to be used for the repotting of the plant. It's got lots of organic, natural stuff. The multi-purpose compost stuff has got the looseness to give to the roots, and the chicken manure will give the slow feed. So there's the nice balance. And generally this is a really good mixture for any garden pots you have to a certain size. For smaller pots and other pots you might want to add other things like water retaining pellets and stuff. So here we go. We're going to add the styrofoam. I like to, in this size pot I'm going to go about 2 inches high, and here comes my little helper who likes to always play around with things that light and water and so on. She doesn't want to touch anything that's too dirty. And then just checking the level of the plant, and that's just below where I want it, so it's actually the right size. Now I'll give some soil at the bottom, and like I said before, this particular plant doesn't need, because of the size of it, this black tub is actually big enough for like a fruit tree or something, but I just want to use this, so it's got potential to grow, and it's the pot I have handy for this one. I don't really want to go out and spend more money on another pot. Might as well use what I have. And now I'm just going to fill all around. I'm not going to press too much. Over the next few weeks, as it gets watered, natural rain, normal water, it will just slowly naturally sink down and settle. And if I need to top it up, I will top it up. And if I press too much, then I'm going to not allow the roots to come out and expand. Now that's a nice level, so I'll give it lots of little shakes and maybe some even taps. Got a little helper there, so some few taps with the boot. Now what we want to do is we want to add some bark on the top. 2 reasons: one, to retain and keep the moisture in, and secondly, to suppress and keep stop weeds from growing too fast, too much, and they'll take the nutrients out. So also the bark, what happens is with the rain and the weather, changes color, and it gives you a nice contrast. And there you have it, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe. I'll be doing lots and lots more gardening tips like this, cooking and other areas. Please hit this like button. Let's see if I could get to, by the end of March, to 100 subscribers. Please help us, and thank you for watching.